What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Baddies Africa Season 7, episode number, I think this is 5. If I'm wrong, y'all can correct me in the comment section. But before we do get into it, you guys, if you guys are watching this video, actually, before I do that, the name of the episode was titled Baddie Trouble. But before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and get into Baddies, shall we? Okay, you guys, so you may notice that my energy is down today. I did not have a great weekend, unfortunately. Late Saturday afternoon, I got a text from my cousin letting me know that my uncle had passed away. So yeah, that's what I've been dealing with since Saturday. So my mood has just been all over the place. And honestly, I don't have a whole lot of notes, so I don't feel like we'll be here that long to talk about Baddies. Now this episode, it started up where the last one ended. And you guys remember in the last episode, Big Lex, Fauna, and Dolly were fighting, right? Remember, Big Lex asked Fauna to get that to her, right? So they got to fighting, and then Dolly's, jumped in. Now the question that I have is, why did they throw a pack of the noodles? Why were they throwing the noodles? Like, I just didn't understand that. Like, whenever they start complaining about Zeus not feeding the girls, I'm not even gonna care at this point, because obviously you ladies don't care about getting fed, because y'all in this episode did nothing but throw a whole lot of damn food, and I was just like, but Bravo don't feed y'all. And so if they don't feed y'all, it is what the hell it is, to be quite honest with you. If they don't feed y'all, baby, they don't feed y'all at this point, right? What I will say is, to me, it looked like Fauna was giving it to Dolly. Dolly, her wig came off. Once again, I'm like, one thing Dolly gonna do is either get hurt or lose a wig. So then they finally got ready to go to the club. I was like, after all of this, y'all finally going to the club, right? So they get to the, we see the girls getting ready to go to the club. Cool. Then we get to the club, right? So when they get to the club, Natalie gets on the microphone, and Natalie's like, shout out to Big Lex, shout out to Summer. No, she said Summer, no other. I was like, ain't it Summer, none other? But whatever, Summer. Shout out to Rolly, shout out to Scotty, shout out to Pretty P. But no mention of the new girls. Which, here's the thing, I guess I can kind of defend Natalie. Nobody really knows the new girls at this point. I can see it from Natalie's point of view, that she's just shouting out the girls from previous seasons and the returning cast members, and not, but she could have, but you know what, Natalie could have still shouted out the new girls. And so I don't know, I know of the three, Fauna, K. Rican, and I think it was Fauna who felt the way that Natalie didn't mention the new girls, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. So then they're celebrating Lemmy's birthday. I was like, y'all go all out for his birthday, but I mean, that's y'all's ball, so do what you do, right? So then we see as Anna pulled up to the club, I was like, wait a minute, I thought Anna left. And shout out to you guys for getting down in the comment section last week and letting me know that Anna left because, excuse me, y'all, because Natalie refused to film with Anna. What I will say about that, Natalie, that's weak. That's absolutely weak. So they brought her to Africa, but you chose not to film with her because you don't. And this again goes to what I've been saying when it comes to Natalie. Natalie has no power. Natalie is the CEO Baddie, but that's nothing. So you don't hire and fire these girls. Lemmy hires and fires these girls. Lemmy signs the paychecks, not you. So then Natalie and Lemmy perform their song. I said, y'all really wasted studio time for this. And then I started hearing the song. I was like, wait a minute. That's the theme song for this season of Baddies. Y'all know, and here's the thing with the theme song. I do vibe to the theme song. I still hate the theme song because it's Natalie, but it's because of the beat. And I love the theme song because there's one part, when you see Fauna, that's how you see. Whenever I see Fauna, I crack up laughing when I see her. Like I crack up laughing every time I see it. So they do that. Then you see Summer dancing. I was like, Summer is drunk as hell. So then it comes on the screen that Summer got into it, after the club. Summer got into it with somebody in security, and she won't be filmed. She won't be seen for the next few episodes. I was like, yes, clock it. We ain't got to see Summer for the next few episodes. And honestly, if they hadn't mentioned that in that scene, I really would not have noticed that Summer wasn't there because I didn't even miss Summer in this episode. Did not miss her, not one bit, right? So then we see as the next day, Scotty called up Natalie on the phone, right? So Scotty wants to have a conversation with Natalie. Here's my thing with you, Scotty. You seem like a sweet girl, but I don't know why you feel like Natalie is your friend. You saw how she did Jayla last season when Jayla got in, especially when y'all were in Hawaii when Big Lex them jumped on Jayla. You saw how Natalie treated her. But Natalie has treated, even though I haven't really watched this show like that, but I do know that there was a season of Baddies where you and Natalie fought in the bathroom and you whipped Natalie's ass. There was also a season of Baddies where I saw where y'all got off the bus and you and Natalie got into a fight. So I don't know why you feel like Natalie is your friend, but hey. So Scotty wants to have a conversation with Natalie about where they go from here. My thing with Scotty is, why do you want to move forward with Natalie? Just continue to, do what you're doing with this show. Make your money with her and leave it at that. But a friendship with Natalie Nunn, I wouldn't want it. So they talking, right? So Natalie is talking about the things that happened in Atlanta. And I'm like, but Natalie, you not even taking any kind of accountability for what happened with you and her in Atlanta. Like, you gave as good as you was fucking with her and Anna. And she fucked back with you. So miss me with the bullshit. And then you was talking about the fact that Big Lex, talking about Big Lex whooping her ass and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, whatever. So Natalie said that they gonna talk, but then see, the thing with Natalie is that bothers me is in Natalie's interview, Natalie is talking cash money shit about Scotty, but then on this phone call with Scotty, you ain't saying half the, well, not even half, you're not even saying any of the stuff that you're saying about her in this interview with in this one-on-one with the producers. But that's why I say Natalie is pussy. Period, point blank, right? So then they're getting ready to have a baddie brunch. I was like, oh God, a baddie brunch. Good luck with this one, right? So they get ready so we see as some of the girls are split up talking, right? So in one room you had Fauna, K Rican, and Cold Killer, right? Then in another room you have Tavi Baby, LCK, and Russian Cream, right? And so we're talking about what happened the night before. So once again, Fauna is still talking about the fact that Natalie didn't shout out the new girls, but they are talking about they like Rolly, they like Scotty, they like this person, they like that person, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. So then we also found out, I think it was from the room with Tavi Baby in there, that while they were at the club, yeah, because Russian Cream is talking about it, right? And Russian Cream is talking about the fact that Bad Dolly took the microphone because I guess K Rican got a song. And so K Rican was performing her song. And, when she was performing her song, that's when Bad Dolly came up, grabbed the microphone. And so she didn't say nothing or do nothing to her. But I'm like, what do y'all want her to do? Y'all are in a club one, this is y'all's job, which I don't know how y'all splitting this money up with these club bookings, but hey, y'all splitting the money some kind of way. But this is y'all's job, right? You can't fight you can't fight in Cape Town. Like, you can't fight here. If you fight there, Natalie told y'all not to fight there. And I saw people online saying, well, she could have said something to her in that moment. If she said something to Dolly, a fight would have broke out and they would be in jail. So Kay Regan decided not to do that, and I'm here for that, right? Also, before we go any deeper, I want to give a special shout out to Diamond. Shout out to Diamond, because you guys know that this weekend was the BET experience, right? Because you know the BET Awards airs tonight on BET. So shout out to Diamond, because I saw a video of Diamond performing her song, one of her songs. Now, I don't know no song from Diamond, but shout out to Diamond, because like I said, I saw her performing her song. She sounded good. So congratulations, Diamond. Congratulations. That's very. If Diamond performed at that, okay. I'm curious to see what the award show gonna look, what the audience gonna look like at the award show tonight. But neither here nor there, right? So then Rolly, Rolly, ma'am. So Rolly came into the room with Fauna, Kay Regan, and Cold Killer, right? Rolly and them feet. I for years that I ain't been watching the show, but for years I know people always crack about Rolly's feet, and I finally saw it in last night's episode. Baby, them feet and them, she is knock-kneed denim. She is knock-kneed, and then her feet, like, girl, what the fuck? And then the way, that outfit, here's my thing with Rolly. I ain't gonna shit on her too much, but I will shit on just a little bit. Mama, your body. How you get weight loss surgery and you still big? Well, you didn't get weight loss surgery. You got a BBL. That's why you still big, because you got a BBL. You really need to go do something about them, like that BBL, your knock ass knees, and your thighs and your feet. You need to fix that. Make sure that is all proportionate, because it's not. Your BBL is not proportionate to your thighs, which is not proportionate to your knock knees, which is not proportionate to your feet. Once you get all of them fixed, you might be a bad one. I doubt it, because I doubt it, because I doubt it. Moving on. So the girls are talking to Rolly about how Natalie is. Now, according to, you guys can vouch for this if you guys have been watching. You can vouch for if Natalie, because what they're asking is, do Natalie get out there with the girls? Do she hang out with the girls? Do she be around the girls and things like that? And Rolly says that she used to be. I can't speak to that because I don't know. Because the season of Baddies that I did watch, it was in its infancy. It was Baddies Atlanta, ATL. And that was during COVID. So those girls were stuck in the house, so they couldn't go anywhere and they couldn't do anything. And I remember a little bit of Baddie South, but I don't remember. I don't remember nothing about Baddie South. And then after that, I don't know any other Baddie seasons besides Midwest and Africa. So you guys can tell me, did Natalie ever hang out with the girls? Did she do things with the girls? But Rolly says that it got to the point where the girls would be calling Natalie up all the time. And I was like, well, what does that have to do with Natalie hanging out with the girls? Like, I still didn't understand what that meant. Because I do think it's weird with Natalie that Natalie doesn't stay in the house with the girls. Then, she's separate. It's like you're separating yourself from these girls. But then you want to be the boss and you want to be a cast member at the same time. So how are you a cast member, but you don't mix and mingle with the girls and you don't really know the girls like that? Because you don't even know these, like in last week's episodes, you didn't even know where these girls came from. Fauna, Kay Regan, and Cold Killer. You didn't know where they were from. So if you want to, here's my thing, like I've said plenty of times when it comes to Natalie, if Natalie wants to continue to be on this show and be a cast member, then you need to treat yourself like a cast member. Be in the same house with the girls. Ride the bus with the girls. Don't get, and again, like I said, that CEO baddie girl is vanity. But hey, neither here nor there. If Natalie likes it, I love it for her, right? Now in the other room, we got Tavi baby. Like I said, Tavi Russian Cream. What are these girls' government names? The government names, what are they? Because I'm so sick of saying K-Rican, Russian Cream, Cold Killer. I'm sick of saying those three names. Those three names right there are bothersome as fuck. Because I'm like, what are y'all's government names? Now, I was gonna ask y'all in this video, because you guys know, if you watch the intro, I've been looking for one girl in particular. I'm like, there is one girl that we have not met yet. When are we gonna meet her? It's Choco Brown, and I was like, Coco, Choco, whatever the hell her name is. And then I see in the preview for next week's episode, she's coming in next week. I was like, cause I've been looking, I'm like, y'all got this girl in the intro, but I ain't never saw her. So she's from I don't know where she's from, but she's from the continent of Africa. Now, we're back to the conversation in LCK room. It's something wrong with LCK. I've said that before and I'll say it again. There is literally something wrong with LCK. And here's why I say there's something wrong with LCK, right? So remember, in last week's episode, Tavi Baby was defending her because they said she got jumped. Do I believe that LCK got jumped? Not necessarily. I don't believe LCK got jumped. But LCK says she got jumped, so we gonna choose to believe what LCK says, right? For now. So when they were in the club, we found out that Tavi has shook hands with Cold Killer, but Elsie feels away because that's, that girl jumped me, and you shaking her hand. So Tavi was like, well, she came up to me and said, it's respect that you stood up for your girl, and she extended her hand to shake it, and I shook her hand. But then Russian Cream is like, but you shook. You had conversation with Diamond after she fought with Tavi Baby. I'm like, all of this stuff sounds so stupid to me. So you're mad because she shook the hands of somebody that she ain't got a beef with? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. That's like me getting into a fight with somebody and I started it because let's just keep it a buck with each other. Not with Cold Killer, but LCK, you did start that fight with K-Rican. You did start that. Now, did Cold Killer have to come in and sneak you? No, she did not. But you did start that with, you are, and they are right, you are weird. You're very weird. But I'm not gonna sit here and be mad at my friend. Let me take that all the way back, because these girls are not friends with each other. They just met each other. They don't know each other. So I'm not gonna be mad at you because you don't have a beef with somebody that I got a beef with. Do I appreciate you for standing up, sticking up for me? Yes. Did I ask you to do that? No. Did you have to do that? No. But I respect it nonetheless. So I wouldn't be upset with you for shaking her hand. Some of this shit just don't make no damn sense to me. None of this shit makes sense to me. So then we see as Natalie and Scotty had their conversation, right? It was a pointless conversation because I don't think anything is going to change with Natalie and Scotty. Let's just keep it real right there. But Natalie, for you to keep bringing up the fact that Scotty put that chain on that fucking dog, ma'am, she was doing that to fuck with Summer. It worked. What is your point of bringing up Capri? What is the point of bringing up Capri? What is the point of bringing up Capri? And then I also, when Scotty was talking about Capri, so Scotty didn't bring Capri with her on this trip. I was like, oh, that's so sad, because that's her. She said it's an emotional support animal, right? And so then, now it's like, but I've been getting calls from the girls about Capri. Why? Now here's the thing. What I will say is, I can understand if the girls are complaining if, Scotty don't clean up after Capri, if Scotty lets Capri wander around and Capri gets into their stuff. That is one thing. Now, you guys can tell me if the girls have ever complained about that with Capri. But nobody complained about Capri in Midwest. And I don't know how long, she said she's had Capri for years. So you guys can tell me, has Capri been an issue in previous seasons? Because from what I saw last season, Capri was not a problem. And we even saw, there were some scenes last season. If you guys go back and look at Midwest, there were some scenes where Capri would be in the room with them and the girls would be playing with Capri. So never mind. Moving on, don't care. So we finally get to the brunch. The brunch with all the food, and that food looked good. They had watermelon. I believe if those weren't bananas, those were plantains. but they had fruit. They had, I don't know if they, I think they had eggs. I think they had bacon. Looked like they probably had some sausage, some grits maybe. I don't know, but whatever they had, the food looked damn good. Rolly's big ass was eating that shit up. So, they talk. Now it blew me that Rolly was like, we're not fighting. I was like, but y'all bringing up shit from last night because they talked about the whole thing where Bad Dolly took the microphone from K Rican, but Bad Dolly was like she confused her with somebody with another girl. I don't know who did she confuse her with. Did she confuse her with? Now I will. It's the names that I'm confusing. K Rican and Russian Cream. Those two, those two I'm kind of getting confused with each other at first, but not anymore. So, Tavi Baby has something to say to her, and then Bad Dolly says something back to her. So then Dolly is like, "Well, you should have said or done something last night. Y'all were in the club. Y'all can't do nothing." So then the shit goes to hell from there, because then they start throwing food at each other. I was like, "Oh my god." Because Dolly went over there where K Rican was. Dolly is the one who started it because she picked up the food first. I was like, why would you pick up the food? Why would you pick up the food of all things? Because Dolly, it was a tray with the fruit on it. She grabbed it, so then K Rican grabbed some food and threw it. I was like, oh my god. Again, like I said earlier in the review, I'm not gonna even, at this point going forward, I ain't gonna never mention shit about Zeus not feeding these girls nothing but alcohol. Cause it seems like that's all y'all give a fuck about is the alcohol. Cause even on the bus when y'all going to the club, Rolly had the bottle of Don Julio. Yeah, that's all y'all so y'all help us care. I'm about to call them hoes. That's how y'all help us care about is the fucking alcohol, because the food, y'all raggedy asses threw the fucking food around. But that's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode of Baddies Africa. So what I'm gonna do, you guys, this week is I am going to watch episodes 1 through 5 of Baddies Gone Wild. If I feel like it's a good show that I want to talk about, what I'll do is I'll come back on here and I'll upload a video of episodes 1 through 5, and then we'll just continue on with the rest of the season from there. But yeah, you guys. But let me know in the comment section, are you guys watching Baddies Gone Wild? Is it something that you guys think let me not ask that question because y'all should know the answer. I was about to say, let me know if it's something that y'all think I would enjoy. I'm not gonna enjoy it because I don't even enjoy Baddies. I don't even enjoy Baddies, but it is it's entertaining to an extent. But yeah, no. But yeah, just let me know if y'all are, let me know. Here's what I will say. Let me know if it's good. If it's better than this, because this Baddies Africa, it ain't. If I had to pick between Africa and Midwest, I would pick Midwest, because at least, all of it is, let's just be real, all of it is stupid. But hey, again, let me know what you guys think about this episode of Baddies Africa. Also, let me know what you guys think about Baddies Gone Wild. And I'll catch you guys in the next video, you guys. Until then, stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.